Hello and welcome. It is the 27th day of October 2019. My name is Derek. Like always, all bets, trades of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. I'm going to talk mainly about the Sunday afternoon football game between the New England Patriots and the Cleveland Browns as I made a prediction laying 13 points. I'll go over a quick review upon that. As far as the Fibonacci in here, I drew these lines in. This was support in here, and then this number in here doing its thing. Overall, this is the weekend, the correctionary phase from its big move from 75, retracing down 38.2% from that point. Has managed to get up to the 76.4 this morning at 7 o'clock, pulling back, breaking out and been holding and staying above it ever since. That started pretty much all afternoon long. In the event you see price action getting near the 10,000, but definitely over 99, then it's looking as if it's going to probably do what I would think, which is a break above 10,600. And that would be start to test some of this upper move in here. We'll see what happens. But obviously, like always, the market's going to do what the market's going to do. This afternoon's game between the New England Patriots and the Cleveland Browns, to me, is an example of a advantage player's victory. I don't know which term to measure that as the New England Patriots had no business covering that spread. They got up to a fantastic 17-0 lead, and I thought it was going to be everything like it was before and then some. I was thinking, man, I could have put a wager for them to win by 4 touchdowns. I didn't. Well, they didn't win by 4. They won by 2. And if you were looking for signs, I mentioned the coaching mismatch. I mean, it was on so many levels. There was 2 times the Browns challenged a play, and they shouldn't have either time. And then there was a time they probably could have won one, the third one, but they weren't allowed to because they lost the first 2 challenges. But the game never was easy until the final end of the situation. The spread was like got up to like 13 and a half, like the day after I first stated it. And then it closed at like 10, 10 and a half. Like people all week were talking about, oh, the Cleveland's getting defensive players back. Okay, whatever. Mike Nugent, kicker of the New England Patriots. So you didn't make it easy on me. Most certainly not. They did not. But the New England Patriots went coming out yet another cover against the spread. You know what? Let's take a look at what's going on for next week. We'll start off with well, tonight we got Kansas City hosting Green Bay without Patrick Mahomes. And Pittsburgh is a 14-point home favorite. I got an opinion play on Miami tomorrow, I would suppose. Miami's, I guess, starting to come around a little bit. That's just a big number, though. And that's what people were saying about the Cleveland number. But to think that Pittsburgh were should be bigger favorites, that's funny. But again, I think I think the spread should have been close to 20, if not that, at least around 17 to 18, which again should have been a value play on the Patriots on that. So San Francisco's in Arizona. San Francisco laying just 7.5. And they dominated again today. We have Houston and Jacksonville. Jacksonville 2-point home underdogs. Houston looked like they had a nice comeback at the very end. At least they were showing a update on the New England game. Chicago at Philadelphia. Philadelphia minus 4.5. 4.5 point home favorites against Chicago. Philadelphia got their win against Buffalo, and that was interesting. I mentioned that even before the season started that I liked Philadelphia to cover the spread against Buffalo this week, only because Buffalo played Miami last week. I don't know why nobody else said but me. And I've yet to heard anyone else talk about Buffalo's spread against, especially because so many people love trends, and I don't like trends for the most part, but that's like the only one I really like. Buffalo's terrible against the spread. They did it again, so there'll be one more time in a few weeks again that'll play. Tennessee's in Carolina. Carolina land 4. I don't think that's that big of a number, but we'll see. But it is still 4 points. It's past that field goal number. Indy laying 1 only against Pittsburgh. They struggled against Denver, but I expected Denver to play a better game, and they most certainly did. And if this is going to be interesting because it's going to be a lot of or under a lot of overreaction based on what Pittsburgh does on Monday night within that spread. It's almost like a look ahead line now. Buffalo 10.5 point favorites to get home against Washington. You know what? I think that's not that low of a number. Good rebound game for Buffalo after that loss, and a team I think they could easily dismantle. Jets 4.5 point road favorites in Miami. That's probably about right. Tampa Bay 6 point underdogs in Seattle. Seattle's not winning by major margins, and you're getting that's a very interesting line. Over under 53, and I was just thinking that that's probably going to be a high scoring game, and so do they. Oakland laying 1 against the Detroit Lions. I gotta think that that's not pretty decent value maybe on Oakland. They're not. I mean, these are two I mean, they're two average barrel teams. I think they're like evenly matched. Oakland's got home field. That's got to be worth it. A 3 number. Okay, we got Green Bay 3.5 in Los Angeles. But I mean, there'll be more Green Bay fans than will be LA Charger fans there. I almost think that that's an amazing number, getting only laying 3.5 actually. There is going to be no home field advantage for the Chargers. So that to me is the best play that's screaming out on the board right now for next week. Cleveland going to Denver. Denver laying just 1.5 points. I'm probably going to have to think Denver again. Just really more of a fade against Cleveland. But you're talking about two bad. I mean, literally, Denver's just as bad coaching as well. And the two final games, the primetime games, we got New England and Baltimore. If I were to make a spread for this game now, I probably have to go near the 7 number, 7 to 8 for New England. And that's a pretty big number to give as a road favorite against a good team. But this is a serious defense. The defense did it again, but finally they're going to be up against a legitimate quarterback. So this is going to be definitely a good game to watch. And again, the Patriots against the spread since 2001 are over 60%. And that's just sick to say. That just something that simple is doing that. It's been hot twice, really, when it started and then over the last few seasons. Because really, this dynasty is a two-run era. They started off winning 3 of the first 4 Super Bowls, and then they couldn't. All they could do was not make it or lose to the Giants, which are playing Monday night. And then they've been just making it and winning most of them lately, getting AFC Championship after AFC Championship consistently. So for the last 4 or 5 years, they've been covering them massively, the New England Patriots. So Dallas is in New York to face the Giants. That's a pretty low number, I think. I don't like playing road favorites too much. But and I do believe Daniel Jones is the next Peyton Manning. But what did Peyton Manning look like in his rookie year in Indy? What did they go 2-14 or 3-13? The Giants are a terrible team, and Dallas is better. Is Dallas coming off a bye week? They didn't play today, did they? That might be maybe Dallas and Green Bay might be the two plays that I like because I don't remember any Dallas action. And this, yep, Houston beat Oakland 27-24. And Washington, as mentioned, they're going to have a little bit of a longer week, but you know what? That's like a semi bye week, but they mean crap, I think, for both teams. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.